Are there times when you hit the wall? I do. You know, that invisible obstacle that comes out of nowhere and smacks you down when you least expect it? In the Army, you have to complete an obstacle course, which requires you to climb walls and go around other obstacles to get to the end. I couldn't understand why doing this was so important until later, as a soldier, I found myself climbing over fences and going through windows and around other obstacles to get to the target. I later learned that those kinds of obstacles exist everywhere, even if they only exist in your mind. So as I encountered my wall, I knew I needed to figure out a way that I could overcome it. Do you have a wall that you hit? An obstacle that trips you up unexpectedly? What's your obstacle? Where does it exist? When does it happen to you? Take time to become more aware of that obstacle that stands in your way. We often want to know, why does this happen? Sometimes it happens because we're tired, or because our minds have told us to just give up, or we've decided that we've had enough. But deep down, we know that we could have gone farther. I decided that I would develop a plan and put it into place so that when I noticed that the wall was about to get in my way, I would know what to do. I had to first become aware of what happens and when it happens. I found out that I usually run out of energy. And then I realized that this happens on Wednesdays. I hit the ground running on Monday. I'm moving and grooving on Tuesday. But by Wednesday, I have run out of gas and I've hit my wall. So instead of getting lost and going over and over why it happened, I decided to focus on what it was I could do. I put a plan in place. I decided I would get out of bed and I would work out no matter what. I decided that I wouldn't dread Wednesdays, which I had kind of started to do. Then I started looking out for Wednesdays. I knew that was where my wall existed, and I knew that I could conquer it. So when Wednesday hit, just as expected, I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to do any work. I just didn't want to. But guess what? There are lots of times and lots of days when we don't want to. But the target still exists. The goal is still there. We often go into what we have to do or what we need to do or what we should do. But we have to remember why we started in the first place. You have to remember why. And this is the place at which I implemented my plan and you implement yours. My plan was to work out no matter how lazy I felt. My plan was to complete certain tasks no matter how much I didn't want to. But I decided to do them in shorter increments instead of sitting down for hours at a time and getting frustrated. So when I was done after the short period of time, I would get up and go get some air. So, what's your wall? What's the pattern that leads to your wall? Does it happen on a specific day? Does it happen at a specific time? Start creating a plan. Just a few small steps that you can implement so that you can start chipping away at your wall. You don't have to try to knock it all the way down the first time. You don't have to knock it all the way down the second or the third time, or the 10th time. But if you work at it, brick by brick, before you know it, the wall will be coming down, and you'll be moving faster towards your target.